Good evening and welcome to Yoga Buzz online movement and meditation series. My name is DonnaRae, and I'm here this evening to guide you through a low flow class, sharing my practice with you from my living room. And after a pretty long day, so it'll be nice to move and to get into my body and breathe and really start to dial down the things that I was doing earlier and prepare for the things that are going to come after. It feels really good to be here with you this evening. There's many sounds. The birds are busy chirping. The TV is loud and conversation downstairs. So all of this will be part of the experience today. For this practice, I have 2 blocks and a cushion for my knees. So if you have blocks or some thicker books, something that you can lift the floor closer to you. You can use a pad or a blanket or a towel for some added support. The floor that I'm on is wood, and so I need the extra support there. So come to sit comfortably. If that is seated on a couple of blocks with the heels back behind, or if it is with the legs out front, or even extended. So take a moment to find a comfortable way to sit just for first couple of moments of our practice. Sit comfortable and alert. Rest the hands on the thighs or in the lap. And close your eyes or have a downward gaze. Take the first few moments to ground, to center, to bring the awareness into this space and onto the mat. Beginning to notice the natural breath. Feeling the air pass, perhaps the chest rise. Just bringing the awareness to the breath, to the body. Finding a home base, a place in the body to rest the attention. If that's with the breath, sound, maybe the body. And perhaps also set an intention for your practice this evening. An intention is a word, a mantra, a phrase that you can say to yourself to bring your focus back to your mat, back to your practice. I'll offer you the intention of compassion. Compassion for yourself, for your friends, for your family. Or perhaps you want to dedicate your practice to someone. Taking a moment to rest that intention right in the heart space. And flutter the eyes open. And we're going to begin by coming down to lay. And we're going to use the blocks. We're going to make a T shape with the blocks. So perhaps you start with the blocks here. This block is to rest your head, and the other across the spine. And it may take a moment to find the just right place. You want the head, the back of the head on one block, and then right at the middle of the shoulder blades for the second block. Come to lay flat. The feet come to the mat. And then rest the head down. For me, I actually need to turn the top block up. I need for my head to be even more upright. The hands can rest palms down. Bring the chin, tuck the chin toward the chest. And we'll take a few moments here. If you've been spending a lot of time sitting at a computer or at a desk, perhaps the shoulders, the neck, the jaw may be tight. Maybe you feel the shoulders begin to fall back. And then scan the face, soften the space across the forehead and the eyebrows, the cheeks, and the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, and an open mouth exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. In and out. Feel yourself supported by the props. Perhaps you notice a few spots in the body that begin to allow gravity for the arms, the hips, maybe the legs feel heavy. And then slide the hips to one side and roll off the blocks very carefully and move the blocks off to the side. Come to lay flat on the mat. Bring the knees in and then up to the sky. Pedal the feet out. Make circles with the feet in both directions. Spread the toes. Point and flex. Press the heels up toward the sky, straightening the legs any amount. Bring the right knee in, Hold with the right hand, bringing the leg off to the right armpit. Bend the left leg and then extend it out. Bring the knee in and then out. In and out. Move with your breath. Perhaps can you slow it down? The next time the leg is extended out, pause here, hugging the right knee over to the right armpit. The left leg is hovering above the floor. Deep breaths. Bend the left leg, bring both feet up to the sky. Pause for a moment. Bring the left knee in, hold with the left hand. Bend the right leg, and then extend it out. Bend and straighten. Deep breaths. The next time the leg is straight, pause here, hugging the left knee off to the left side of the body. Bring the right leg in, extend both legs up toward the sky. Bend both knees. Hold at the rest of the hands on the shin, hugging the knees in close to the body, and gently rock back and forth, pressing the low back into the floor, flexing the toes toward the body, back of the head on the mat. Bring the legs to stillness, hands rest at the side, palms down, tap one toe and then lift. Alternate here. Maybe the legs are out at 90 degrees as you tap the toe down. Continue here. Or the legs can come up to the sky and you can tap the toe down. You decide. This is your practice. See where you are today, how your body's feeling, what your level of energy is. At no point should there be any pain. And when you decide you're ready to come out of the shape, please honor that. You are your own best teacher. Pause with the legs lifted. It could be 1 inch up to the feet to the sky. And pause for a breath. Lower the feet down. Walk the feet as wide as the mat. Bring the arms out to goalpost arms. And let the legs fall side to side in a windshield wiper motion. The next time the legs fall to the left, let the legs fall toward the ground. Maybe you use a block for the leg to rest on. Perhaps you look up toward the sky or turn the head to look in the opposite direction of the legs. Take a few breaths here. Deep breaths. Bring the head to center, lift the legs, and then let the legs fall over to the right. Maybe the legs find the block. Look up toward the sky or turn the head the opposite direction of the legs. Bring the head to center, lift the legs, roll to one side, and gently press yourself up. Perhaps you use your pad or towel or blanket underneath the knees. Spread the fingers wide, pressing into the finger pads. The shoulders are slightly behind the wrists. The hips are above the knees. The crown of the head forward, the tailbone back. Hug the belly in a slight amount. Release the belly, let the belly hang. So there might be a slight arch to the back. Hug the belly in, feel how the low back presses up. And then release, let the belly hang. So it might be a slight movement as you hold the belly and then release the belly. Inhale and exhale. The next time you hug the belly in, turn and look over the right shoulder, looking back toward the back of the mat. Come through center and then look over the left. Making a C shape, a curl, crunch to the side as you look over the shoulder. Alternating. One more time each side. Come to center. Walk the palms up. Press the forearms down. And then the head to the mat. The hips stay lifted. Maybe you walk the hands, the arms a little bit further away, pressing the heart toward the thighs. Perhaps you notice a sensation in the arms, in the armpits, maybe even across the chest. Inhale to lift. Bring yourself up to center. Curl the toes under. Bring the shoulders behind the wrists. Press it into the finger pads. Lift the hips up toward the sky. Pedal the legs out. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Walk the feet as wide as the mat. Let the hips sway side to side. Lower the knees to the mat. Step the left foot forward. Bring your blocks with you. Step the left foot forward. Let the palm of the hand rest on the blocks. There's 3 heights to the block, so maybe it's at the low setting, the second, or the third. Find where you are today. Let the fingers just kind of rest over the blocks. Send the hips back, straighten the left leg. Come forward. Let the hips fall. Send the hips back, straighten the front leg. And come forward. Sit the hips back, pause here. You can stay lifted on the blocks, or maybe you fold more toward the left leg. Rebound forward, let the hips sink, pause here. Lifting the head and neck out of the shoulders. The right hand stays on the block and sweep the left arm forward and up, making a circle with the left arm. And then go in the opposite direction. The left hand can find the block, or maybe you lift the right foot and reach back with the left hand. Gently bringing the right heel toward the body. And exhale, lower. Curl the right toes under. Lift the right leg. Hop the right foot toward the left. And then begin to straighten the left leg. Any amount. Lower the right heel. Lift the left toes. So rock forward and then back a couple of times. And then bring the toes, knees, and hips in the same direction. Resting the upper body high or folded toward the left leg. Take a few breaths here. Bend into the left leg. Lower the right knee. Step the left foot back. Sway the hips side to side, maybe sway the head side to side. Find the blocks, step the right foot forward. Hands are on the blocks. Send the hips back, straightening the right leg. Come forward. Let the hips be heavy. Send the hips back. Come forward. Send the hips back. Pause here, saying lift it on the blocks or fold toward the right leg. On this side, you may have a little bit different range of motion, or rather a different level of flexibility. So know that for yourself. It may feel different here. Bend into the right leg and then come forward. Let the hips sink. Press the head and neck out of the shoulders. The left hand stays on the block. Sweep the right arm forward and around. So make circles here. If this is any way irritating to your shoulder, maybe make a smaller move. Just move in the arm here. If that's still more than what you want to do, don't do the move at all. Circle the arm in the opposite direction. Pause here, or you lift the left foot, bringing the heel in. Perhaps you reach back with the right hand and gently bring the leg in toward the body. And release. Lower the left leg, curl the toes under, lift the left knee. Hop the right foot toward the middle of the mat. Begin to straighten the right leg. Lower the left heel, lift the right toes. So we rock forward, and then rock back. Forward and back. Pause. And straighten the legs. There is still a bend in both. Stay lifted on the blocks or fold toward the right leg. Deep breaths. Bend both legs. Step the left foot forward. Forward fold. Hands rest on the blocks. Maybe sway the hips side to side. Let the head be heavy. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Sit the weight back into the heels. Lift the arms out parallel. Tuck the tailbone a slight amount. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, sit back. Lift the upper body. Sit back and down. Knees behind the toes. Belly hugging in. Tailbone back. Exhale, dive forward. Sit back and down, lift the upper body. Dive forward. Straighten the legs. Hands find the blocks. You're going to take a quarter turn so you're facing the long edge of the mat. The outside edges of the feet are parallel with the short edge of the mat. The blocks are right underneath the hands. Take a breath here. If you feel any tweakiness in the legs, in the knees, go ahead and turn the toes out. Find what works for your body. So maybe turning the toes out feels more comfortable for the knees, for the hips. Walk the blocks forward. Sit the hips back, pressing the heart toward the thighs. Bring the blocks underneath the hands. Bend into the left leg and then into the right. Swaying side to side, bend the legs. The next time you bend into the left leg, pause here, bring the block inside the left leg. Bring the right hand to the hip. Roll the shoulder back. Looking down, take some of the tension out of the neck. Stay here, or maybe the right arm comes up to the sky or overhead. Sweep the arm down. Press into the leg. Come through center. Bend into the right leg. Bring the block inside the right foot. Bend the leg. Bring the left hand to the hip. Roll the shoulder back. Stay here, or bring the hand to the sky or over the ear. Take a few breaths here. Sweep the arm down. Find the block. Rock forward on the ball of the foot and then the heel. Maybe walk the feet a little bit closer together. Turn the toes out. Drop the hips. Begin to walk the hands up the legs. Bend and straighten. Bring the hands to the hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another. Bring the arms out, palms up. Breathe. Sweep one arm in front, the other overhead. Sway side to side. The next time you come through center, bring the arms out. Bring the hands to the hips, straighten the legs, dive forward. Find the blocks. Heel toe the feet toward one another. Come to sit. Tuck the right leg underneath the left. The left leg is on top. Snuggle the legs in close. If there is a gap between the top leg and the bottom leg, you can use a block to close that gap, or a towel. If there is space from the bottom leg to the floor, you can use a prop to close that gap. You want the legs to rest comfortably. The left leg is on top. We want the left arm to be on the bottom. Cross the right arm on top. So maybe the hands are back to back, or maybe you can double wrap. You're gonna sit tall, bringing the elbows away from the body. Take a few breaths here. Stay here, or maybe you bring the arms back, coming into a slight back bend. Keep the head lifted. And then exhale, release. Uncross the arms, bring the hands behind the hips. Up on the fingertips, squeeze the elbows in toward one another. Bend the arms as you lift the heart. Looking down the tip of the nose. Find your edge, pause here, where the breath is steady. If the breath becomes labored or choppy, you've gone too far. Take a few breaths here. And release. Press yourself to center. Uncross the legs. Bring the feet to the mat. Let the legs fall side to side. Slide the left foot down and the right leg is on top. Snuggle in close. On this side, you may notice a difference, so use a prop so that the legs can rest comfortably. Right leg is on top, so we want the right arm to be on the bottom. Cross the left arm on top. Either the hands are back to back, or maybe you can double wrap. Lift the elbows away from the body. Lifting the crown of the head toward the sky. Take a few breaths here. Exhale, release. Bring the fingertips back behind, squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another, leaning back, lifting the heart. Deep breath. Come to center. Uncross the legs slowly. Bring the feet to the mat, let the legs fall side to side. And come to lay down for the last moments of our practice. Lay flat. Bring the feet to the mat. Maybe the knees rest against one another, or the legs are extended long. Perhaps one hand rests on the belly, one on the heart. Close the eyes or have a heavy gaze. Find yourself comfortable. Releasing any specific breathing. Feel yourself heavy. Feeling a light wave of attention across the entire body. Begin to deepen your breath, perhaps by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, perhaps giving yourself a full body stretch. And then roll to one side and gently press yourself to seated, perhaps with your eyes closed or with a downward gaze. Bring the hands to rest on the heart, reminding yourself of your intention. If it was compassion for yourself, friends, your family, or if you dedicated your practice to someone. Hold it tenderly. And then release it out into the world. Flutter the eyes open, look around the space that you're in. Perhaps there's a shift in your consciousness, a shift in your physical being, or maybe not. Maybe it's something different, something else. Thank you for making time to practice with me, practice with this community. Enjoy your evening. Namaste.